Alright, we're at one of my dirt hole locations. In front of me here, behind the set, is a really thick, woolly cedar thicket. And then behind us is an open field, and it's kind of the transition area right here. I know red fox are using the field. I know there's probably some grays around as well, but I know this is a red fox location, so I'm kind of making a dirt hole here for red fox, but it would also catch the gray fox. So I've got my hole dug. My hole goes about 12 to 16 inches down. I got my trap bed staked down, number 2 bridger. The trap is about, like I said, 16 inches down, or the dirt hole is about 16 inches down, and the holes itself is about 8 inches. I like a big dirt hole, something showy. I got a relatively small rock backing. One thing I do on all of my dirt holes, I'll either go to one side or the other, it really don't matter, or the bottom, and I will dig, take my shovel and dig, and sometimes I do it on both sides, kind of back towards that way or that way, and it gives the illusion that that hole goes somewhere, like not straight down, but actually go somewhere, kind of like a critter, a rodent or something has dug a hole, a burrow, and that burrow goes one way or the other. Right here is all my everything I've taken out of my bed and my hole. This stuff just gets slung behind me, just all over the place. I want a fox to know something went on here and make it look like something's happened in here. So, in my trap, I'm going to put it kind of a little bit offset, maybe an inch or two, and right up against it where that hole starts. I want to hug my hole on a fox, especially on gray fox and red fox, more than I do on a coyote or a cat. Like I said, make your set, don't make generic predator sets, make your sets for whatever animal you're after. Because there's things about all these animals that are a little bit different, and it doesn't pay to try to make a generic set. This is almost a step down, but this is what I use. I like a little bit of a step down on all my fox sets. On a coyote, even on fox kind of, but on coyote, I like it to be more of a walkthrough. I'm going to get my trap bedded rock solid, no pip, no wobble. And then I take my peat moss and I cover that trap. One thing that I carry religiously, because I'm a wussy about traps, is a paintbrush or a whisker broom to find that pan. Once I get that pan found, push that trap in some more, expose that pan. That trap's not wobbling, moving, nothing. So now I take alright, now we're going to cover this trap. Like I said, it's rock solid. There is no wiggle. There's no movement. They can jump all up and down. This thing ain't going to move, and that's important. One of the most important things about trapping, especially fox and coyote. Normally, I use dry dirt and wax dirt, but I don't have any right now. And we're just doing this for demonstration purposes, not really out on the line. So, but in the early season, to save, I don't always use wax and dry dirt, but once it gets about mid-December, every set, gets it, because you just never know. And I'm using this location here as an example because I've caught fox here. Matter of fact, right there you can see my old wolf fang. So this is a leftover dry dirt, or the leftover dirt from the set. Again, sling it behind me. Really get that fresh dug dirt smell out there. So now we're ready to lure and bait this set. This trap, this hole, if you could see it from my angle I did, like I was saying with my shovel, I make a dig onto the side where it looks like it's going somewhere. I've got it looking like on both sides, it looks like it kind of goes back in like an animal burrowed and going both ways, like there's two chambers down there. So I always take my gloves off. I don't handle bait and lure gloves. Grab my bait. I'm using Border Patrol because I make it, but you can use whatever you like. This is really good on fox. Take a little Border Patrol. Stick it in the bottom of that hole. And then I take a grass wad I've rolled up and just toss it in there. Then I take Burn Circle Red Fox formula. Wait a minute, before I do that, one thing I do with my old, if I have a good sharp stick I've used to dip my bait, I make scratches on the side of my dirt holes going up. It looks like an animal's dug and its nails are in there. Now I take Red Fox Burn Circle, give it a little shot down the hole, not very much, and just a little bit on that rock, and that set is completed. My gloves on here, and I'll show you the set from different angles. There's a trap to offset a few inches, and it is back about 4 to 6. You can see my scratch marks on that hole. All right. Now here is the flat set that I use 90% of the time. I use it on coyotes as well as fox, but it works very well on both. A flat set, in my opinion, for canines, especially coyotes, you want it to look natural, like nothing is there at all, period. Some of them can be, you can see stuff, you have some eye appeal, but especially for coyotes, not so much for fox, but for coyotes, I don't like there to be anything out of the ordinary. I want it to look natural. In my opinion, that works best for me. That's a flat set for a coyote. But this is a flat set for a red fox and gray fox, which is what I use anyways. So I've got the trap bedded. It's rock solid. And I'm going to show the finishing and the baiting and lure of this set. This is in that same field the dirt hole's in. It's about a half a mile down on the opposite side of the field. This is right on the edge. There's fox tracks going right down this edge. There's some fox poop not far from here, right in line with this. So this is how I would set a fox set here. First thing, I'm going to find a dirt or a grass clump like that. If I can't find a grass clump, I transplant one up. They're very easy to cut up whole with right under the root. But I've just taken my shovel before I put my trap in place. I want to go over this. Ran it under and just lifted. That's it. There's no hole. I didn't dig a hole there. I just lifted that grass clump up. I've got the trap bedded. Put my peat moss in. This is as realistic as it can be. It's just for show purposes, but I couldn't tell you how many fox I've caught on this. If I was long lining fox, this would be one of my, probably use this set 30% of the time. That dirt hole I just showed 70% of the time. Keep it simple. Simple, stupid. The KISS method. That's the best method I've ever found for trapping. I tried to make trapping way harder than it needed to be, and I was wasting my time. And you'll see that in a lot of my videos. So my attractor will be about 6 inches away. The pan will be about 6 inches away. For coyotes, that'd be a little bit more. And about an inch offset. So that trap is bedded to peat moss. I don't ever use pan covers. I don't like pan covers. I don't like carrying anything more than I need to carry. Man, I bet I'd catch a fox tonight with this if I left it in. I don't use any lure or urine here. I don't use burn circle. You can use a skunky lure if you wanted to. Work fine. I want to show you, talking about keeping it simple, stupid. I'm going to show you very basic sets that I use and have a good success with. And in another video, I'm going to show you some trick sets that work really well that I use a lot. So, now that I got that bedded, again, I throw on a flat set, I just throw the dirt like I do a dirt hole. I want to put a clump right there, kind of show him, step him, or show him where to step. So now the trap's bedded. It's where it needs to be. Like I said, I don't use urine at this set. I do use lure. I like a food lure or a straight gland lure, but not a straight gland lure, I'm sorry. A gland lure that has some food odor, some curiosity in it, or bait. I prefer bait for coyotes. Bait's #1 for coyotes. But for fox, I have used lure, but even for fox, I prefer lure or bait. Border Patrol, get a clump of it, about a tablespoon clump. I wanted a little bit more than I'd put down the dirt hole because it's hidden. I stick it under that grass clump. And then I take that grass clump, shove it in. Shove it right back to where it needs to be. And that set is complete. That's my flat set that I catch my fox with, my red fox and my gray fox if they're out in this area. That's it. We're on the edge of that field where it's been plowed. That's the set. There ain't nothing else needs to be done. That's perfect. And this is the same thing I'd use on my coyotes, just the trap being a little bit different spot. Hey, it's Darren Cheek, Ozark Mountain Lures. First check of the year. I just got these traps set yesterday. Not much really to go over here. Nothing special about this. Nice red fox. We're at a field intersection. Two fields meet. Got a brushy creek bed, or brushy dry creek running east and west. You got a lane to enter both fields right at the intersection. We got a nice red fox, a back foot catch on a dirt hole set. Just the normal Border Patrol, red fox burn circle, and I added just a little bit of my test lure, which is a long distance call, just a tad bit at the top, but this is a result. Let's get some more traps checked or set and checked and move on. Hey, this is Darren Cheek from Ozark Mountain Lures. We're on the magic location right here. This is the 5th red fox that's come out of this set. since I've had it in this week. Burn Circle, Red Fox formula, and Border Patrol. I know at one point I missed a bobcat here. The one night there wasn't a fox here, I missed a bobcat. I'd have much rather had the bobcat, but we're kind of doing a predator job, so I'm taking this red fox because these people want the predators removed. But here's the proofs in the pudding when it comes to Burn Circle and Red Fox, Burn Circle and Border Patrol. Fox killing stuff. But where I'm at is about a mile from my house. I have to drive down this up there at the road every day when I drive home. And I know my poor girlfriend Tori and my daughter get sick of hearing me talk about this brushy creek. It connects, it's in this field that connects a real heavy wooded area back that away, and then behind me it connects to a small creek that's real brushy. And every time we drive through here, I say, oh, it's a fur highway, or man, I could catch some predators down that on the side. I'm going to trap that. Well, I got permission to trap it, come down and made a dirt hole, and you can hear at the dirt hole, first night catch of a gray fox. I caught this gray fox off of one of my big dirt holes that I like to use with Border Patrol and collateral damage with some Burn Circle Red Fox on the backing. Anyways, I got him caught, and while I was getting ready to dispatch him, I could hear more chains rattling, which I have a flat set, T-bone flat set, right straight through there on a baited with Border Patrol. And oh man, he's mad. Try not to get too shaky. Starting to spit snow today. I like it. I gotta cross the creek, or the little ditch. This is a double. It's about 50 yards apart, but I set another number 2 Bridger Douglas on a flat set with Border Patrol blended in. And there's the other one. Got a pair of double on gray fox here. Got him by the front foot. I'd say he's the male. He really stinks. And he's really aggressive. Well, I just wanted to show that. I'm going to get these sets remade. Hey everybody, it's Darren Cheek from Ozark Mountain Lure. So this is the gray fox set, flat set that I caught the gray fox in. Yesterday when I was filming these sets, this is the only set out of all the sets I made that I didn't record for whatever reason. And of course I caught a gray fox first night. But that don't really matter too much because I can remake this set identical to the way it was made yesterday that caught this gray fox. So it's all good, I think. Real quick before I go to remaking, I'll show you why I set this trap here. So again, this is on the other side of that brushy ditch. I know the animals are funneling that ditch and hunting right from that woods there right down, but there's also a nice wooded area that points out right down here. And I have some sets that cover that back behind me at the fence opening. But as you can see, there's a faint trail, probably a deer trail or a game trail, running right straight through here. It runs right down through here, and then it goes right through those weeds into the woods. And I am sure that everything uses it, obviously. So that's why I made the set there. So yesterday I made this set. That's what I made the catch on that I didn't get recorded, but it's all right. We'll get it remade and we'll do it identical to what we did. So obviously, first thing I do, I see a problem here, is that's the stake, the disposable setting up under the pan. Fix that real quick. So I had it bedded like this. So if this is 12 o'clock, it's at 10 o'clock. It's a dogless trap, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some dirt around it to get it bedded properly. It's already snug. That don't matter too much. I'm gonna use dry dirt here And the reason we're not is because we're going to use peat moss, and the peat moss is going to be my covering, but the grass is going to cover the peat moss, so I don't think it really matters a whole lot. Get that. Just going to use regular dirt for now. I'm going to get that pan cleared out from under the pan, make sure the pan has nothing under it. Nope. Bed it in nice. Get rid of that dirt. Probably need that here in a minute, but right now I'm going to get rid of it. Peat moss. Big sticks, that stems out of the way. So get that trap covered, or the pan uncovered. Sprinkle a little more. Oh, ran out of peat moss. Don't need much, like a handful. Now, that trap is covered. I can still see the outline of the pan. So the reason we're not using dry dirt, we're going to cover this trap still, but we're not going to use dry dirt. We're going to use this grass. And normally I carry a pair of scissors with me to do this, like Charles Dobbins. I got that out of Charles Dobbins' book. I get a little bit of everything out of everybody's book. All my trapline techniques are taken out of, I've stolen from professional guys, the real hard hitters. I took construction from Mike Fisher. He taught me how to make a gray fox set. He's a master gray fox trapper. I just use a lot of different people's stuff. I use my lure and baits and their methods and their ideas. Find something that works, use it. So that's it. That's a set. It's bedded. Trail's obviously a little torn up from the gray fox, but that's how the trap was bedded, set and bedded. And I found an old cow bone, vertebrae bone, drove it in the ground, just like that. And I baited it. Notice my gloves are orange in this video. I use remake gloves. That's one thing. I don't carry a remake bag, but I do use remake gloves because you get bait odors and stuff on your hands at remakes. So now I'm going to use my bait. This is something new. It's got a little bit in there. This is a new bait I'm making. I'm just testing it this year. It's having good success, obviously. Again, it's like Border Patrol because it's a Bobcat base, but it's not Border Patrol. It has a real heavy smoke to it. It has some different oils in it than Border Patrol. Has trout oil instead of beaver tail oil, just to name a few. Nice sweet smell. But the main thing, it's very, very smoky. I like smoke. I like smoke in pretty much smoke is my kryptonite. I like the odor of smoke. It enhances, it makes odors pop. Missouri mud sauce, one of my most popular products, beaver lure. It has smoke, makes that caster pop. But that's a very smoky bait. Obviously, it worked on this gray. We're at this dirt hole set that we made. I made it the very first night I made it. I caught a gray fox in it, which you guys seen, and I just let it set. I could check it from the road, and I walked down here every once in a while to make sure the trap pan wasn't exposed, and I had some coyote tracks one time, so I just left it in. Last time I baited it with some catfish oil that I sun-rendered myself here at home. Just put a few drops down in it and just left it. And this morning, this old guy passed through and got himself caught. He's a pretty coyote too. I like the color on him, but anyways, just be patient. If you can let him set and soak for as long as you possibly can, do it. If you have to drive by here like me, I have to drive down this road every day to work, every day. I can look right down here binocular and see the set, and I looked down here today and seen him. So if you can do that, do it. Absolutely do it.